everyone, so I'm going to do a quick houseplant tour. So this is my red prayer plant. I call her Monica, and as you can see, she is doing her thing up on the mantle here. She's got a lot of new growth happening. It's growing season, so she's got pretty significant new growth, and so that's Monica. So I have to kind of step back a little bit here in order for you to see all the plants on my shelf here. So this is my arrowhead vine, or arrowhead plant. It's also called a syngonium. As you can see here, it's got some new growth up here at the top as well. And then I have my heart-leafed philodendron. It is another vining plant, and like the rest of my plants, showing new growth. So this is the beginning of an African violet. So this is actually a cutting from my great-grandfather's African violet, and if it is successful in rooting, it will be a 4th generation plant. And then this is Phoebe. She is a golden pothos. As you can see pretty clearly, pothos are another vining plant. And so she is in the middle of growing season, and she is loving it. She has got these new really pretty variegated leaves, which is the markings that you see there. And then way up there on the top shelf, that is Sir Fergus. He is another golden pothos. I recently bought a moss pole and put it in the soil and wrapped some of his vines around it, so he will hopefully start climbing that moss pole. And from what I've seen in my research, well, 1, pothos love to climb, and 2, you will see pretty, like on a regular basis, see larger leaves from pothos that are staked up. So I'm excited to see what he's gonna do up there. So this is Mamba. He is a snake plant. I have him in the hall here so he doesn't have to get as much light as the rest of my plants, because it is a low light tolerant plant. They also, if you do it correctly, you can also put them outside in direct light, but it requires you to kind of ease them out there so they don't get sunburnt. A little fun fact about snake plants and several of the other plants that I've done, or that I've shown you guys, is that they are all air purifying plants, which means if you put them in your house, they will help take some of the bad stuff out of the air. And snake plants in particular release more oxygen than normal plants, so they're really good to have in your bedroom as well. So this is my bromeliad. She is a scarlet star bromeliad, and her name is Bellatrix. So this actually came in an arrangement that my mom got me for Valentine's Day, and she's doing really well. I just repotted her on her own about 2 or 3 weeks ago, so she is adjusting to that very nicely, and she's looking really good. So this is my Hoya Crimson Princess. So one thing to note about these is you'll notice it's got the white on the inside of the leaves. So the difference between a Crimson Princess and a Crimson Queen is they say that the Crimson Queen has the white on the outside, so she wears the crown, and then the Crimson Princess has the white on the inside, so she wears the dress. So she was originally in this jar that you see right here. My aunt gave her to me. She had her in the jar for about 5 years, and typically Hoyas do not like to be repotted. They like to stay in the same plot for a really long time, but it had been about 5 years and there wasn't any drainage in that mason jar, so I decided to go ahead and repot her, and she seems to really enjoy her new pot, so she's really happy with that. So the last 3 plants I'm going to show you are the plants that I have in my bedroom. So this is Wyatt. He is another snake plant. He's a different type of snake plant than the one that I showed you downstairs. But he's very cute, and he sits up on my dresser, and he releases oxygen at night to help me sleep better. So this is the Stromanthe Triostar that I recently got. You can see it's got these really pretty magenta leaves on it, and this really pretty pinkish pattern on the top of the leaves. So this plant has a lot of growing to do, and it'll be a pretty good size if it does well. It is also another type of prayer plant. So during the day, the leaves move up and down with the daylight hours. And then this is the last plant I'm going to show you guys. This is another plant that I just recently got, so it's still kind of adjusting to a new pot and a new environment. But it's still growing new leaves, so I'm really excited about that. So this is either a Pothos Pearls and Jade or a Pothos Mandula. It's really hard to tell the difference between the two, even for greenhouses, because they are so similar. The two species of pothos were actually both patented by the University of Florida. So really the only difference is leaf size and shape. So as you can see here, it's kind of got a more rounded edge to the leaf. So I'm beginning to think that it's probably a Mandula. So I'll kind of keep an eye on it in the coming months to kind of see where it ends up. But that's what we're going with right now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed seeing all of my plants.